Hello everybody, Mannix here. It is time for a gun review. Feel free to subscribe, hit that little bell notification if you do not want to miss weekly knife, gun, gear, lighter, flashlight, etc. videos. Feel free to support me on Patreon as well, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. This is going to be a review on one of the most beautiful guns I've ever owned, the Uberti 1873 Cattleman 2. They have a lot of variations on these, but this is one of my favorites as far as looks are concerned. The blued steel right here, the walnut handle, the brass. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous pistol. Is not loaded. This is how you would load it if you're not familiar. And it's a single action revolver, meaning you have to pull the hammer down for every single shot. It is not double action. You gotta pull that hammer down every single time. So beautiful, so gorgeous, so smooth. The accuracy is actually dead on this thing. I'm surprised. Outperforms the accuracy of my Glock 17 G5. I'm actually really impressed. I know it's a very long barrel, so it's kind of a given, but even then, very, very accurate handgun. Comfortable, got the banana handle right here. Extremely smooth, beautiful polishing finish on here. Absolutely gorgeous gun. Then again, very functional too, very good accuracy. Happens to be 38 special, also can chamber the 357 Magnum. So you got 2 rounds right there. Weighs 2.3 pounds, according to the website I'm reading right now. Again, one-piece walnut handle. Blued finish on everything, like I said. Probably about $580, just under 600 for a new one. I got this maybe for $460, $470 back in 2017. Let me just show you how this operates real quick. You pull the hammer down halfway to free the cylinder right here. You have to remove this cap in order to expose the cylinder. Let's throw some snap caps in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got these realistic ones. I don't have too many snap caps of the same color right there, but these look like real 38 specials right here, but they're not. Also snap caps. Now it's loaded. Pull the trigger back. Fire, 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 fire. That would be all 6 rounds. And then to extract these spent shells, again, you pull the hammer back halfway. And then this little piece right here, you would push back with the spring on there to help push out these spent shells, which are going to be expanded, obviously, so they will get stuck sometimes. Because you have such a long barrel right here, 5.5 inches to be exact, and because of its weight, it also helps absorbing a lot of that recoil. It doesn't feel like a very high recoil gun at all. The snap is very low, as you'd imagine, for such a heavy revolver with such a long barrel. Even 357 Magnums, yeah, they kick a little harder, but it's still not that big of a deal. It's completely manageable with this gun just by its design, by its weight. So really just a beautiful, awesome gun. Not terribly expensive either. It is designed after the Colt Single-Action 1873 revolver. It's kind of a replica gun, but it's still totally functional. Again, very beautiful, and yes, very practical too. Extremely accurate. The 357 Magnum is a very deadly round. 38 Special is still good too. A lot of people carry those all the time, typically with the smaller revolvers, but you can still put them in the bigger ones too. It's still a great round. Very comparable to the 9mm, which so absolutely is a functional weapon, as well as a beautiful piece just to own. I have fanned this and the whole like cowboy thing, not very well. I'm not very good at it, but occasionally when I go to ranges that allow that, I have done that before. It's very fun. It's really cool, but most indoor ranges won't let you do that. Just make sure you're allowed to do that before you do. Don't go to an indoor range and start doing that with these things. You don't know if that's allowed or not. But it is very, very fun. I'll give it that. So really fun, really cool, very beautiful. Ever since I saw the movie Django Unchained, I always knew I wanted one of these older style revolvers. This is before I knew too much about guns. I was kind of stupid. But I just always, I want something like that. That's really cool. And I picked this up. The way it breaks down is very simple. You just take this piece out right here. First you free it by pushing that in. Take out the rod. And now the cylinder comes out just like that. So you can clean it up. Clear jams, whatever. Very good for in-field repairs or jam clears. Some people may be wondering about whether these can be slam fired or not. This is an inherited issue with single action revolvers, particularly the older models. If you had this fully loaded with all 6 rounds and you were to slam against this hammer somehow, that could set it off. And so back in the day, what they would do is they would clear the chamber where the hammer would be located when they were carrying or concealing it in order to avoid that. But on these, if you look very closely, look very, very closely at that hammer right there on the firing pin. There's a mechanism in there. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's basically just a retractable firing pin right here. You can see it kind of loosely moves around, rattles there. It's retractable to prevent that from happening. The idea is even if you had this fully loaded with all 6 rounds, it wouldn't go off on you even if you accidentally slammed against this hammer. I don't recommend you test that. Don't want to find out the hard way. But that's the idea behind that. So it's a more safe mechanism on there. Now, for practical uses, what could you use this gun for? Home defense. Absolutely, yes. Again, 38 specials are great. 357s are better. Loaded up with 6 rounds of 357 hollow points, your choice of grain, your choice of brand. You'll be all set for home defense. Absolutely. Very, very powerful, menacing gun right there. You got 6 rounds. Even though it is single action, it's not the slowest gun either. You can get very good with these things very quickly. It's very smooth. It's very responsive. And this isn't even that oiled up. I haven't oiled this or cleaned it in a while. But it still feels very good. Fired hundreds of rounds through this guy over the years. And again, dead accurate. No, it's going to be very slow for reloading. That's true. It's not my top gun I would recommend for home defense. Absolutely not. I can think of many, many better ones. But if this is all you have, or for whatever reason, this is the closest to you, and you got it loaded, home defense situation comes up, absolutely it will perform for you as long as you can take care of the situation within 6 rounds. If you need to fire more than 6 rounds in a defensive situation, you're in a very, very bad spot, I think. So I think it's fine. Totally adequate. But again, it's not meant for home defense. It's not meant to be the best, most efficient defense gun out there on the market in 2023. That's not what this is intended to be. It's supposed to be a very cool, beautiful, fun, plinking replica. But what I do also like about this gun is that it is very functional for defense as well. That's what's really cool about it, I think. So although it is a fun gun, it absolutely is a devastating, reliable weapon, too. Carryable? Yeah, again, it is heavy. It's going to be difficult to conceal something like this because that banana handle right there, it's going to be kind of sharp. It's not going to be the most comfortable. It's going to be a heavy, uncomfortable, clunky gun to conceal carry. Open carry? Yeah, sure. If you don't mind open carrying, if you're hiking with this or something, yeah, hell yeah, bring this with you. If you're in more rural areas where there's less people around, less sheep are going to be terrified of you having a gun on you, that's what this would be good for. Again, still very, very functional, and because of that retractable firing pin, it's not as dangerous as you may think. But again, all you have are the 6 rounds, and you're not going to be able to speed load it because you can only load it one at a time the old-fashioned way. Very, very cool gun, very beautiful, not terribly expensive. I've certainly seen more expensive guns out there. It's just an absolutely gorgeous gun. And it is functional. Yes, good home defense weapon in a pinch, and good open carry gun too. But there is a nod given to style here. It's not meant to be the most efficient gun ever. It's designed just to be a really freaking awesome, beautiful gun. But again, still a good defensive choice if it's all you got. So there you go. That is the Cattleman 2 1873 single action revolver. You are missing out if you have not fired one of these beauties before.